beautiful out today. Let's talk drones. Let's start it flying. So let's talk about this. So this is from BEZGAR. This is their BD901 drone. This is a hobby grade drone, which is gonna have all kinds of features that we all want. It's gonna have 4K video. Not only does it have 4K video, but it has a 3-axis gimbal with electronic image stabilization. So we should get some really nice cinematic looking footage with this. Additionally, it has a 120-degree camera, which is a huge, nice wide field of view. You can gimbal the camera up and down with a 3-axis gimbal 75 degrees. So you should really be able to see everything there is to see from up there in the air. It has brushless motors, is GPS enabled. It has all those cool pre-programmed functions, you know, like has the circle me, the droney, the waypoints, all those features which make it really fun and easy to make cool looking video. As well as, because it's GPS enabled, return to home should be great. It will go 25 miles an hour, which is cooking pretty good, and it has about a 25-minute flight time. All right, you've heard me talk about it. You've been seeing it fly. Let's go talk to me again. All right, here we are talking about the BEZGAR BD901. This drone is actually really interesting. So let's talk about a couple of the basic features and how they worked out in real life. And then I'll give you my overall feel of value and whether it makes sense or not. So this should be like an advanced beginner drone, which I have to say, I really appreciate how BEZGAR, instead of a lot of times with these advanced beginner drones, they throw a ton of like gadgety kind of features and that kind of stuff at it, and then I think they miss on like the core things which are actually really important, like the 3-axis gimbal, having a nice stable flight and all those kind of things. So I think for me it really scores on a lot of levels. The gimbal was excellent. I mean, the stability of the image while I was flying was great, because you can really see with this, especially if you put it in sport mode and you're like going fast, it really pitches, and it's super pitching and moving around as you're like flying, and that image was really quite stable. I was very impressed with that. Flight quality was awesome. The ability for it to pick up the GPS, get its return to home point. Here's the return to home point. It was within 6 feet of where it left when I flew it to where the battery was dying, and it's like, I gotta come home. And it was still within 6 feet, which is, again, that's a really nice function for a beginner, that you don't have to worry about that. Like if you lose sight of it, or you've gone too far, you feel like you've lost control, you could hit that return to home button and trust that it's gonna come back to a reasonable proximity to where you took off. Really nice feature, especially for a beginner flyer. Look, there's a butterfly. In terms of some of those gadgety functions kind of things, so I tried both the follow me and the point of interest. The point of interest worked really well. I always find with these things, because it's not focusing on you, it's just doing an arc. You have to kind of move yourself to the center of the arc, and then that point of interest works really well. The follow me feature wasn't the greatest. It definitely lagged a little bit at times, and as common with this kind of price range and a beginner drone, it kind of moves kind of like robotically. Not the cleanest like follow me feature, but again, that would be one of those gadgety things that I don't think is so important on a drone like this. What you need here is really that stability, the reliable flight, the return to home, the great stability on the video, the image quality, that kind of stuff, which this thing scored in droves. My one big downside to this, and it's not that big, I guess I kind of said it the wrong way. My one thing that if I was going to make a recommendation to BEZGAR that I would say they need to change is, I did find the battery, while the battery life was good, it took a very long time for me to charge the battery. I don't know what it was. It just seemed like an unusually long amount of time to charge the battery. If it's gonna take a little longer to charge the battery, it's a little awkward that the kit only comes with one battery, like, cause now you like fly for your 25 minutes and then you're like parked for a couple hours while you wait for it to charge. It would be nice if there was an option to buy it with 2 batteries. is a good idea for you in the future. Include it with 2 batteries. Outside of that one thing where I think it might take too long for the battery charge, the rest of it was really, really good. I mean, if you're looking for a really solid drone for a beginner flyer, advanced beginner flyer, starting to care about the quality of the flight, the reliability, the quality of the image, this is definitely perfect for that. I'm gonna give it a full 5 out of 5 for that beginner drone. I really do like that they kind of simplified it. Not all those gadgety, like, you know, gesture control and voice control. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What you want is really good, solid flight, great image, stability. All that's here. Hope that was helpful. Hey, let's go do that unboxing. You've seen it fly, you've seen the review, you've heard about all its features. You are now in the past where you're looking at Jealous Doug because you've seen it fly, you've seen the review. I haven't even opened the box yet. So let's open the box, see what's inside, do this quick unboxing so you know what to expect, and then we'll call it a wrap. I'm gonna give BEZGAR some props. Not only does it have a case, like most of them have a case now, but it has a cool slogan on it, sheer pleasure of control. I wonder how controllable it was. You already know, you saw it. I have no idea. I haven't gotten to fly it yet. I haven't even gotten to see it yet. So let's see what this thing looks like. I'm gonna make you wait for a second to see the drone. Let's start with, in here is gonna be your normal things. So there's gonna be replacement blades, wires, all those kind of stuff. Instruction manual. Just read the instruction manual before you try to fly it. It like makes life so much easier. Here's the remote. Let's start there. Okay, so this is the remote. This is what it looks like straight out of the case. Very simple, very straightforward remote. These are monstrous antennas, so I hope we're gonna get good range with it. It's got the dial for the gimbal here, start and stop for camera and for video. You got return to home button, one touch takeoff. It also has these little, what are we gonna call them? We'll call them little arms that I really like them because it allows you to like wrap your finger around them, get a good grip on it, control. Yeah, very basic remote, but also looks to be completely functional, everything you want. Captain Obvious, this is the battery here. This charges up with, it looks like a USB-C, which is good. So here's the drone itself. Let's open it up, see what it looks like. It is a nice size, feels comfortable in your hand. This is definitely a over 249 gram piece here, which is just fine because the under 249 gram is a really cool thing, but it's just not that big of a deal to register with the FAA. It just takes 2 seconds and you're done with it, and then you can get like a little larger form, some more features, that kind of stuff. Let's take the protected cover off the 3-axis gimbal so you can see what that looks like up close. Okay, so here's the 3-axis gimbal. Very conventional looking, but like you can see it has a big range of motion on it, which is going to be really good in terms of getting great stable images, which I guess you've already seen. You really already know that much more than I do. I think it's time to say goodbye. I need to go play with this, and I can't be playing with it while I'm sitting here talking in front of a camera. I'll see you next time.